it. Tell us now, some people, they'll argue the question, good and evil. All-loving God, what's up with the evil? Talk to us.
Right. And actually, just yesterday, someone kept saying, why did Allah plan for things to be like this? You know, why is it that a believer will suffer? Why is it that there's agony when you die? Why is it this? Why is it that? Why did He do all of this? Put us on earth? Why do we go through all? So this person basically now, he's asking a lot of why.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways that you can fix that, you can either give analogies, or you can give them the floor. So I said, okay, how would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And no way they're going to come up with a better plan than Allah's plan.
So to ask them, say, okay, smart man, smart woman, how would you do it now?
Exactly.
What would you do?
So saying, why should we suffer? Why should there be suffering on earth? Okay, what do you want to happen then?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times non-Muslims would ask me, well, why does God allow bad things to happen? If there's a good guy, he's fixing his roof, and he falls, why should his bones break? So then I asked him, what do you want to happen? Big mattress will suddenly appear underneath him,
mm-hmm.
or a hand will catch him, and then nobody trips, nobody falls, nobody gets cuts, nobody gets any kind of pain, and so then nobody knows like when you don't know the pain, you don't know the sweetness of being in good health, and the opposites. Yeah. So you can appreciate it more when you know the bad, you appreciate the good more.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to happen here? Then they realize that, well, then that means I want a life that's a utopia, and I want God to intervene in everything. Nobody loses their car keys, nobody falls, nobody dies, nobody gets hurt. And that's not what the point is. We have free will. It's not supposed to be like that. So when you give them the floor, okay, how do you think things should be? They immediately from the first sentence start to make mistakes. Because obviously they couldn't possibly give you a better plan than the plan of Allah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or sometimes you'll just tell someone, okay, look, this is the reality, what are you going to do about it? I mean, one time this person was telling me, why did Allah create us? So we explained. Alright, so, but why? Then you explain again. Why? Then you run out of knowledge. I mean, we don't have infinite knowledge. I mean, I can't tell you why behind every plan Allah had. So I ran out of knowledge.
Do you have some live examples or something where someone would say, well, why this, again, it goes back to why this innocent child had to suffer, or wars, tsunamis, mudslides?
Right. Well, first of all, let me give you some analogies. Well, people will say, why is there evil on earth if God is so good? So I'll tell them, okay, give me, I will stand out in the sun in broad daylight, I'll give you a glass jar, give it back to me full of darkness. Can you do that?
No.
They say no. Well, why not? Because darkness doesn't exist in and of itself. It only exists as a result of the lack of something else, which is light.
Yeah.
So we tell them, look, evil, Allah didn't command evil on earth. He commanded good, but when we choose to disregard the light of Allah, the guidance of Allah, what happens?
Mm-hmm.
You get darkness. And I'll tell you, it works so well. The last time I tried it, someone was asking me, why is there evil? I said, give him the analogy with the darkness. Immediately, he's like, okay,
mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they start to see that when we don't follow the light of Allah, the darkness, the evil comes.
Yeah.
You know? Or you can use cold and...
Did you hear the analogy of the barber and the man who was cutting his hair? He came to the barber. Did you hear that one?
I think I did hear, but I'm forgetting.
Do you remember how?
Now.
Maybe you can. I heard it a couple of times, but maybe you could fill it in. Where they were having a debate back and forth, and then the question arose about the existence of God. Then I'm trying to sum it up, make it quick. The barber who was cutting his hair, he said God doesn't exist, and he brought up the argument about good and evil. Mm-hmm. How could there be a God if all this evil? So the person who was getting his hair cut, he didn't want to argue, he left. Then he came back and he said, well, look, I don't believe in barbers. He said, how? You see, I'm here. I said, well, look at all those people out there. Look at them, they're all shaggy and dirty.
Yes,
he said, well, yeah, that's because they've chosen not to come to me. So now he related this exactly. You know, this is what happens when you go away from the Creator.
Very nice. Yes, I read it and I totally forgot it.
Uh-huh.
What he did here basically, mm-hmm. he got the man to recognize the existence of Allah, or he got him to think about it in a different way by using some kind of analogy or some kind of reality from the world that they're in, which is a technique also.